I make you welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television, from the economic capital of Nigeria, Lagos. My name is Henry Igwebike. Today would be a very interesting episode, I promise you. And we will be starting with our newspapers right about now. And in the jiffy would be our main conversation also. But please do well to be part of what we do. You can always visit us if you may. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very honored to have with us joining us via Zoom from Lagos State, Nigeria, Obeoluwa Taiwo. He is the Executive Director, Africa Bridge Initiative. Good morning to you, Mr. Taiwo.
Yeah, good morning, Nigeria. Good to be here today.
Thank you so very much. And also have with me in the studios right about now, Mr. Innocent Adoluba, a communicator, public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Innocent.
My pleasure to
Thank
be
you
here. Good
so
morning.
very much. All right, people, we'll be starting off quickly with the first daily on our desk, coming from the Vanguard newspaper. A litany of interesting stories here. Ramadan, Khan, Naptan fume over closure of schools. That's a very sensitive one. One would wonder, with the number of out-of-school children, especially from the northern part of Nigeria, how is it that there is closure of school just to observe Ramadan? A very sensitive one here. But let's see how that goes. But on the very top strip here, further hike in electricity tariff will be resisted. And that's coming from NLC. And just to give you a little background on that story, the increase in tariff is not meant for band A, but for actually band B and C. So if you are amongst those with the band A, you are not affected with that tariff hike. But our talking point for today, Lagos Assembly crisis, plot to return Obasa thickens. And I'd love to start with you, Mr. Taiwo. Given the development happening with the Lagos State House of Assembly, do you think democracy, as we know what it is, still exists with the Lagos State House of Assembly and the way they go about their duty?
Thank you, Henry. The politics of Nigeria, starting from the Fourth Republic in 1999, and also the politics of Lagos State. Now, don't forget that Lagos State is contributing more than 46% to the GDP of Nigerian economy. So if anything goes wrong in Lagos, it's affecting the entire Nigeria, both political and the economic space. Now, when we talk about the Ula Balu and the various political drama in the House of Assembly, the first thing that comes to my mind as a thought leader in the political arena is that beyond the noise in the media and beyond the chess playing here and there, there's absolutely nothing new in what is happening in Lagos.
Really?
Nothing special.
Why would you say so?
New.
Why would you say so, please?
Nothing new. Now, this is the way it works. When we talk about House of Assembly, it is the only reason why the noise is so much is because we have only one party in House of Assembly. As when we have 3 or 4 parties, the noise should not be like this. All members of House of Assembly in any state of the federation, they are all the same. He just won among the equal.
Are you still with us? Are you still with us, Mr. Taiwo? Okay, we're having a little bit of a glitch here, and of course, when he returns, we would continue. Innocent Adoluba, speaking from what I asked Mr. Taiwo, do you think democracy still exists in Lagos State House of Assembly? Taiwo just said that what is happening in Lagos is not new because every member of the Lagos State House of Assembly are all card-carrying member of the ruling party APC.
Well, democracy is a system of government that respects equality, individual liberty, popular sovereignty, respect for human rights, and the rule of law. In Nigeria, as long as it is not military in government, anything we see, we call democracy. So to that extent, democracy is still present at the Lagos Assembly.
So what we call democracy is still in
Yes.
existence.
You've not seen government by the military. So in Nigeria, and that's my language about political culture. But there are places where we used to say in Senate lines, this will be resisted, you know. So, but my worry now is that, like I will use the Catholic Church. There's something they call traditions. You have your Bible, but there are traditions you will respect. So there is the APC constitution, there is the APC structure, but I am afraid APC has begun suffering from their own erosion by throwing away committees headed by elders. Because what the Vanguard returns today says that they have now discarded what the GAC mandated the Chief Bisi Akonde committee to do.
And what was it?
Like we were told from last week, it was to get Mudashiru Obasa to sit,
Okay.
get Miranda to resign, and then get somebody else voted from the befitting zone in Lagos.
So what does it look like now?
It looked from the report, they are even, the Vanguard report that they are even to rein in anti-Obasa supporters.
Who exactly is reigning in anti-Obasa support?
It will not be named, but just, it's a political veil. No senator, no assemblyman can arrest the other. You know, no assemblyman. So it will come down to the odds of a security or of security personnel or institution taking that order. Whether it will stand or not, we don't know. And you know that high-powered committee led by Chief Bisi Akonde also had big members, including Aremo Olusegun Oshoba. You know, he's a former APC National Vice Chairman, Southwest. We also have we also have included former APC Chief Pius Akinyelure. So, if you ask this kind of elders to go on a fact-finding mission, and then with political twists and intrigues, you discard, there is an erosion of trust, you know, that's why I started with that, of tradition. Because sometimes there are many things not contemplated in the books that will come to play. There should have been the possibility or the existence of somebody calling and others listen. But the Vanguard says it, that the Bisi Akonde committee has been disbanded.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
it's there in the Vanguard. So Taiwo is right, it's not new. He tells you that we operate the culture of impunity and we are used to it. That's why it's not new. What is new is something that has not happened before.
Okay.
So, and Taiwo tells us, which is true, it has been happening in other states. I think the newness in it is, this could be the first time we are seeing such intensity in a place like Lagos. He mentioned economy, which is very correct because it is a good economy that is the security of a democracy. If Lagos democracy is threatened, is there an economic twist or will there be? We don't know where this is unfolding towards.
All right. Mr. Taiwo, just before we had that little glitch in communication, you talked about what's happening with the Lagos State House of Assembly is not new. Innocent is saying there's a shift in obedience to tradition in the state. The GAC is there as a tool to handle everyone, to guide, to moderate, but it seemed to me like the GAC is now more like a dog that can bark and not bite. Do we see an eventual implosion happening with Lagos State politics?
All right, thank you, Eric. This is a very dynamic and a very deep question. I'm afraid when I saw my colleague reading out from various newspaper and the rest, it's a very good one to have a source. But the little I know, politics is never played on the pages of newspaper. The media are giving too much power to the people that does not deserve that kind of power. GAC cannot determine what happens to House of Assembly.
Really?
We must correct that. There's no constitution for GAC.
Whoa.
We must also be aware of that.
So tradition is no longer a factor.
The GAC was not to determine,
No.
to mediate peace.
When we talk about the House of Assembly, like I said earlier, they are all equal. And anybody can be removed at any point in time. Nothing special. If there's an allegation against you, you can be removed. In fact, are you aware that a speaker can be removed in the morning, another one can be removed in the afternoon?
Very true.
It is a sacred house. But the reason why the noise is too much is because it's a one-party state. Anybody can become speaker. It's not the inheritance of anybody. There's nothing special about Obasa. Anybody can become speaker. But the question is, how come close to 10 years he has been there in the leadership of the house, and they were looking at him, and he became the Lord of the Ring overnight. And now they are all crying more than the rich. So who is going to save them? The GSC cannot save the House of Assembly. In case you don't know, they can't save the House of Assembly, because every member came on a platform to that house. And don't forget also, each of the honorables has a leader from their constituency. You must also be aware of that. So you cannot curtail the House of Assembly in the pocket of the GAC. Because as of today, even the GAC themselves, they are biased. So how can we now release the power of the House of Assembly to the GAC for them to be able to coordinate them? They can't coordinate them. They can't. House of Assembly has their rules and they have ethics of conduct. So what we are saying that each and every member of the House of Assembly member in Lagos State should go back into the drawing board and go and study the ethics and privileges of the House of Assembly. The removal of the former speaker, there was a lot of procedural error and constitutional imbalance. Nobody is saying I should not remove the former speaker. Like I've said, everybody can be removed. And anybody can become speaker. Now, there is a notion in Nigeria which an average Nigerian is not paying attention to. Now, listen carefully. You do not need to become a three-time member of House of Assembly before you become speaker. It is not a law. It is the party, political party, that brought that position upon all of us. It is not in our constitution. So anybody can become Senate President. Once you are on that floor, you are equal. I have been there 20 years. And so what?
All right.
What about if all of us are coming at the same time? Are we going to elect our speaker from outside? Why are we deceiving ourselves as a nation?
All right. So
it is the political parties that is imposing their own constitution on the state and the economy. Nothing like hierarchy honorable, hierarchy this, hierarchy that. Nothing like that. Everybody can become speaker.
Yes, that's very, very true. Sorry to interject you on that particular one. We can go on and on the issue of the Lagos State House of Assembly. It's a developing story. We do not know what will happen this afternoon. Maybe lots of things might change, that narratives would equally change as a result of that. But just take a look at the Punch newspaper for today. Another story we have here: ATM loaded with cash as 100 naira withdrawal fee begins today. Innocent Adolugba. The financial ecosystem in Nigeria, starting with the CBN, made possible the POS as a way of building entrepreneurship for Nigerians that need a job. Now we have millions of POS settlements doing their business, and everyone is smiling to the bank. The same CBN has come to remove that from the lives of the people they've given employment with the moribund ATM machines that have resurfaced again with 100 naira cash stocked in it. Where do you think we're getting it wrong with respect to monetary policies and those who make it happen in Nigeria?
Well, the much I know of POS with regards to what you said they were giving jobs.
Yes.
Know that it is a fact that if you have a shop, you will pay local government rates, and it is a fact that within that shop you will pay POS charges different from your shop rates. Such that I now wonder why the POS is so special if you are creating jobs for people at the lowest of the SME level.
Yes, because this is why I say job, because I have had the opportunity of interviewing. Yes, I have had the opportunity of interviewing those who do this business, and to be honest to you, the money made by these people is not small money.
I agree with
so
you.
if they pay the taxes required for such business, it's okay. Once they can see
my
the profit
thinking
at the
is,
end of the day.
if any government is sincere in creating SMEs, you don't grow them by taxing them, especially where loan facilities are in double digits. If you want to rescue people from poverty, they don't grow their at the level of that small POS. That's my thinking. Secondly, the banks, even the bank you bank with, you cannot withdraw 20,000 from the ATM. They will give you 10,000 at once, give you another 10,000, and each is being charged. Against previously, since it's 20,000 I want, give it to me at once and charge me once. So the government, the CBN, and the banking policies are thriving on, if you allow me, impoverishing the people. Because why will if previously I can withdraw even 50,000, 100,000 for a single charge with the bank I bank with? Now, if I want 100,000, I will get it out 10 times at 10 different charges. So, are we making progress or retrogression? That's where all the talk about improving the economy makes me think we are stagnating or roundabouting or whatever we are doing. Because first of all, the value of cash had gone down. What 500 naira could do before, to in some places, okay, for instance, I've gone to Ijebu with 500 naira. Go and try it today and then check the percentage. So if this is the present economy we are in, I would think that the different charges and rates and bills and all should be soft on masses in the kind of economy we are in.
Very true. Mr. Taiwo, looking at the policy by Cardoso, do you think this is further cementing the desire for a cashless economy? Because when you look at the charges that would be incurred, you would rather love to do cashless. Do you think
you are still going to be charged online?
Do you think this is another way of going cashless indirectly?
Thank you, Henry. My brother in the studio has done justice to the topic. There are differences between economic statements and policy formulation. Anybody can make economic statements. How does it become policy formulation? You don't make a policy formulation by making economic statements. That is the problem we have. What Cardoso has just done is an economic statement.
Is it because he's oblivious? Is it because he's oblivious? Yes, I wanted to ask, is Cardoso, you said is a political statement. Is it economic statement rather? Is it because he is oblivious of the consequences on the net, or he doesn't know exactly what he is supposed to do?
No, those are two different questions entirely. And it can be either of the two. It can be either of the two. Nobody's an island of knowledge. All right? Nigeria is a very vast nation. We're talking about close to 270 people, 270 million Nigerians. It's not a joke. So you can't just sit in Abuja and you are making an economic statement, thinking you are making a policy formulation. POS is not a business.
It's not a business.
POS is not a business.
Okay.
It was just a gap created from the mismanagement of Emefiele and his voice. POS is not a business. We are looking forward to cashless policy. We are looking forward to cashless economy. Yet we are creating POS, whereby I will be withdrawing cash. Are we going forward or we are going backward? I don't even understand anymore. Which one are we doing? So POS is not a business. We must understand that. So each time I see a CBN governor making an economic statement, the first thing I ask myself, what are the process that brought about this particular economic statement? Because I know this economic statement cannot move us into an economic policy formulation. We want to move 10 naira from Lagos to Abuja without seeing anybody. All right? Very easy. Reduce the amount charges on transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Make ability to transfer money, make it seamless. And make the charges, make it easy. Nobody will go back to POS anymore. It's as simple as that. Make the charges on mobile app, on internet banking, make it seamless. So what does that mean? Every bank will need to drive their customer to have more turnover instead of just having emergency profits that they will normally declare 17 billion, 20 billion by November as annual profits. That is not sustainable. And we have also seen in the last 5 years that most of those figures are fictitious figures. They are not realistic figures.
Really?
Can we reduce the number, the charges on mobile transfer? Then we can increase the number of people, even in the village, into that circle. Inclusive economy. Then we can have a sustainable economy. But if you are still increasing the charge, what are you doing? You are creating more business for the POS. And indirectly, you are destroying the economy. So, are you formulating an economic policy? The answer is no. What you are just doing is one economic statement. Which is taking us to nowhere. All
right. Thank you so very much. We are short of time, but if I may, let me just take this last one from the Guardian newspaper. 60 seconds each. I'd love to start with you, Innocent Adolugba. The issue with the River State, Yasan Wike and Fubara. And now we have it that Similaye Fubara is going in tandem with everything the Supreme Court, the Apex Court, has talked about. He has said the Independent National Electoral Commission in River State will start a new kick-off of new local government elections in River State very soon, notifying for 90 days like they said he has not done. Do you think Fubara is still moving in the right direction? Remember, this is one man you can't predict. You just see him going and you don't know what he's doing. But at the end of the day, he seems to take the win. Do you think the direction Fubara is going is good?
To be an excellent politician, you have to be unpredictable. In fact, you have to be slippery. When I watched his broadcasts, he was clear. He will obey everything from, I think, the Supreme Court, yes, but the outgoing local government must hand over to heads of local government. So let's follow it. At least this is a comment that has ensured calm in the state, because the restiveness is something that is very distracting. River State has been in the eye of the storm. It's like a battle between home and abroad. Abroad is Abuja, the throne of Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Siminalayi Fubara. If I were him, I will gather the right legal minds and exploit my chances, my powers constitutionally as a state governor. A house divided against itself cannot stand, and all the faction headed by Amehule and co, we hear, are loyal abroad, if I should use that word. And his loyal faction are the ones being edged out gradually. The more Siminalayi Fubara loses grounds to a house he cannot control, if you ask me, the closer he gets to impeachment. I mean, it's politics.
Yeah, very true.
Taiwo will tell you these things are not new. It's politics.
Oh, all right, Mr. Taiwo, in 60 seconds. Wike said Fubara can't play God. But who exactly is playing God between Wike and Siminalayi Fubara in this particular case?
All right, the Supreme Court has spoken. And I was listening to a senior advocate of Nigeria yesterday night. He said specifically that the Supreme Court itself is not totally right. But they have the final say. So what does that mean? We have no choice than to obey the Supreme Court. And that is what the governor of Rivers State has done, Fubara, by asking the chairman to do what? To hand over immediately. And that is a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria. As of Wike, that is asking who is playing God or not, he must also understand that his days are numbered.
Tell me, please, can you explain that further?
If this is how to play politics, it should continue. His days are numbered. If I have to leave my party and be fighting my party from another party, claiming to still remain in that same party, it should continue. But you should remember, his days are numbered. And he's still coming back to the people to give accounts of everything that transpired in Rivers State and in Abuja. So, you should not forget, as of today, the gods are not to be blamed.
Very well said. That's an awesome conclusion right there. Thank you so very much, Mr. Taiwo, for being part of our show today, this morning. We truly do appreciate you.
Good to be here today.
Yes,
thank you.
Innocent Adol, but thank you as always.
My pleasure.
All right, people, that's the fourth segment for today. Both gentlemen will be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. Ex-Governor Achike Udenwa claims elections in Nigeria are bought, not won. That in the bit, still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere.